Alright, world history. I'm going to show you how to complete the menu assignment that we're incorporating into this unit on prehistoric man in the Stone Age. And the first thing I want to show you is how to get there. So you'll be on your student homepage. It'll look something like this, except it won't say teacher homepage. You'll click on this here, which is the Google Classroom. That will take you to your Google Classroom. Click on your respective hour. And then once you're in here, you can find everything you need in the stream category. So you scroll down, oh, learning menu, there it is. Now what's this? It says appetizer 2, entree 2, dessert 2, attachments. And then appetizer 1, entree 1, dessert 1, attachments. Let's figure out what we mean by that by first taking a look at this prehistory menu, which you have to choose what you're going to do from. So first thing we're going to click on is the item at the bottom of the list, prehistory menu. It's also at the bottom of this list. So let's just click on one of them. They're the same. Oh, here it is. Just like a menu, you have your appetizers, your entrees, and your desserts. Now, these come in sections, okay? Luckily enough, the appetizers are the same for both sections. This is how you're going to do this. You're going to pick one appetizer, one entree, and one dessert to complete. Now, when I say one, I mean one whole section. So the appetizer means you have to watch 1, 2, 3, 4 videos and then complete this worksheet. Once you have done that, you can check off in this box that you have completed the appetizer. Now, if you look at the entrees, each of them have 3 aspects. Here's the first aspect, which has 2 parts, the second aspect of entree 1, and then the third aspect. These are different. Here's the first one for entree 2, see, right there, 2. Here's the second one, and here's the third part of the entree that you must complete. As you complete each part, parts 1, 2, and 3, you will check off that you have completed them in this side column. And then the dessert, it's just one for each one. It entails watching a video and then writing an essay. Okay, so let's actually go through how to do one of these. Oh, but let me back up. Say you want to do appetizer 1, and then you want to do entree 2, and then you want to do dessert 1. So you want to jump from sections in a way that's not linear. That is totally okay, and you can do that. The only thing you cannot do is mix things within a section. So say you're doing the entree, right? And you choose entree 1. That means you commit to these 3 problems in entree 1. So that means you cannot answer question 1 for entree 1 and then all of a sudden answer question 2 for entree 2 and then come back and answer question 3 for entree 1. That's mixing within a section, and that is not allowed at all. So once you pick your entree, you're committing to this entire section. Okay, so let's go through an example of how you're going to do this. Take a look at the bottom here with me. Here's your key. And yes, read this section. I'm not going to read it. This is your responsibility. These are the instructions. Internet links are denoted in blue and they're underlined. Attachments in Google Classroom are in red. Those are things like documents, worksheets, stuff you need to print off or read online. And attachments are these things. See, it says attachments. Here you go. Here's attachments for entree 1, dessert 1, and appetizer 1. Here's attachments for entree 2, appetizer 2, and dessert 2. So all attachments are denoted in red. So that's an attachment, that's an attachment. Anything in red is an attachment that you need to go to the Google site to print off or to look at online. Otherwise, I have copies of these in my room for those of you that want a physical copy. Okay, and the purple, that's just additional tips that I'm giving you, and they're italicized. So let's take it. So you're always going to start with the appetizer. They're both the same. So let's just take it. Let's pretend we're going to do appetizer 1. We're committing to that one. Answer. So you, first of all, read the instructions. So 1. Answer the questions on appetizer 1 worksheet as you view the videos. A, B, and C are the videos. So since it's in red, we need to go to the Google site. It's appetizer 1. Here it is. Appetizer 1 worksheet. You click on it, and here you go. You can either print this out and write your answers, or you can open this in Google Docs and type your answers and then print it out once your answers are typed in. The first video, 1, Humans and Collective Learning. The title will always be at the top. Here's a preview of the video, the key ideas, and then you have to answer these questions that are always going to be bolded in black to show me that you have understood the key concepts of the video. And then here's a brief summary of the video. So first thing you're going to do is review the questions so you know what to look for, what to listen for as you're watching the video. If you, of course, you print this out, you can answer these as you're watching the video. Now to get to the videos, we're going to watch Collective Learning Introduction. As you can see, Humans and Collective Learning, video 1. We're going to watch video 1. Okay, so hold Control, click the button, and here you go. The video will start, and you can sit back and enjoy. Most of them are not very long. This one's only 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
First living organisms appeared on Earth at least 3.5 billion years ago.
Okay, so you watch that whole video, goes all the way to the end. Right, you're done, right? Okay. Close it out. You type in your answers right there. And before you know it, you're done with A. Now you still have to watch this video and these 2 videos here and answer the questions on this sheet. But when you have finished the sheet, you can print it out. You want to staple it into your notebook, and then you will write a check mark here that you have completed it. Okay, so you've completed 1. You're going to put a check mark here that you've completed it. Only when you have completed your appetizer do you move on to your entree. So let's pretend we're picking entree 1. This one has you read sections 1 and 2 and answer questions. So section 1, Human Origins in Africa. Section 2, Humans Try to Control Nature. Below this are the questions you will have to answer. Section 1 assessment, questions 1 through 6 in your notebook. You'll answer them. Section 2 assessment, questions 1, 2, 4, and 6 in your notebook. So here's what that would look like. Since it's in red, you go back to the Google site. Human Origins in Africa, Humans Control the Environment. These are the 2 articles. We'll click on the first one. It'll open up. You have the option to print. You can open this with another program, or you can read it like it is. Going with the 3 reads framework, you'll scan the title, you'll scan the subheadings, and then as you read, you're going to underline and continue to annotate. You don't have to write for every paragraph in the margins, but you do have to jot some notes in the margins. Anyway, you continue reading, and eventually you get to the end. Once you get to the end, here's where you're going to find the questions. Section 1 assessment. See, it says Section 1 assessment, questions 1 through 6 in notebook. Questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 you do in your notebook. You do not do 7 through 9. Once you have finished answering these questions and reading this article, you have completed the first part of the first component of Entree 1. When you complete Section 2 and answer those questions, then you are completed with this first section of Entree 1, and you will put a check mark in this side column. Okay, now I'll go through one more example which incorporates you doing something in your notebook or for example, in this case, you'll have a worksheet. I'll go through this one. No, I won't. I'll stick to this one. But, and you're also using an internet website. So for this one, it says number 2, you've moved on, we've finished number 1, now we're on number 2. Examine Stone Age tools and create a flow map showing how stone tools evolved and changed from the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic eras. Do this in your notebook. You may have to include more than 2 sub-boxes. Okay, so these are the main boxes, 1, 2, 3. These are the sub-boxes, the 2 below each big box. You may have more than 2 because there may be more than 2 types of stone tools. What you need to include in these sub-boxes is the names and drawings of the tools. So you're going to actually have to draw these things and name them and explain how they were used. So let's go to the website first. And this you'll do in your notebook, so all you really need is the website. You can draw the flow map in your notebook. Okay, so we're here at the website. You're going to want to read this introductory paragraph, but then you have the early Stone Age, the middle Stone Age, and the later Stone Age. Later Stone Age is called the Paleolithic, the middle Stone Age is called the Mesolithic, and the early Stone Age is called the Neolithic. These 3 stages are going to go in those big boxes on top. So you'll start in the late Stone Age, you'll click there, and that will take you to different types of tools. Oops, I got it backwards. Hold on. So I actually got this backwards. The early Stone Age is the one furthest back. So actually you'll start with the early Stone Age where the tools are more basic. And you'll see you got a hammerstone, you got different types of core. You're going to have to click to see what these are actually used for, and then you have these hand axes. So let's click on one. It's going to tell you how they made these, and you're going to have to read and try and find out how they use these. I'll give you a hint, they use these to cut animal meat and to crack bones to get at bone marrow. So there's a hand axe. Now you'll have one big box that says Paleolithic or early Stone Age, and you'll have 1, 2, 3 sub boxes for this one because there's 3 different types of tools. Okay, you will do this until you've completed a flow chart, and when you are done with the entire flow chart for the 3 main periods of the Stone Age, you'll be done with this section. When you are done with section 2, you'll get this checked off, and then you'll move on to section 3 of your entree, where there is a worksheet that you will have to get from the site. So entree, geography worksheet, there it is, geography worksheet, and you will fill that out. And then at the end, when you're all done, you will move on to the dessert, and you will watch this video, and you will write a brief essay answering construction question number 2. And then you will be graded on your essay. I have a rubric which I'll show you, but that's essentially how you use this menu. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you. I know this is a lot of information and this is kind of confusing, but just follow in chronological order, read everything, and just go one step at a time and start right away, and you will be totally fine, and you'll learn tons of cool stuff about our ancient prehistoric ancestors.